Hi everyone, Malibu Sean Bateman here again. Well, I want to clear some air. You see, I may have depression and have suicidal thoughts, and you see, been talking to my doctor over the past earlier today, and well, told her my problems about my suicidal thoughts and my depression, because I've been working on I want to hang out with friends, or actually do an idea of friends, but those friends either have something come up that's not, that they at last minute that like they have another thing to do that's not under on my cancellation policy, which if it's your health, you will have to work, or you have to, or a funeral or a wedding, which take some of those as well, because it's actually, I don't want to have, because, and that's why I get depressed and all that stuff that happened to me. I don't want my friends to go through that same hell as I have been going through, which it wasn't fair for me getting clipped by a delivery truck, and then one of the vehicle's wheels ran over my leg and had a metal plate down my hip. Had spent a good 7 months of 2014 on the injured reserve, which was fucking bullshit. I got in 2014, believe it or not, from May 28th onwards, I was in physical and emotional pain. I really had to spend time with friends in 2014, since I moved from that time on because of my injury. Once all my friends do come see me, I said, when I was in the hospital, maybe for 15 minutes, and when I was home, that was for about good 6 weeks in the hospital. And when I got released, come home, my friends really came see me. They were asking my mom and my brother how I am, but not coming up to where I live and see me and just check up on me, which actually hurt my feelings. And when I was in a wheelchair and using a walker at home, I was stuck in a house from July to about mid-September-ish, and my friends didn't come check up on me, except for one friend, mind you. Then I got onto crutches and started walking around with crutches around where I live. Then I walked down used the crutches going up and down the steps. Then went down the hill downtown, but I had used the bus for a few months and had used the handy dart a few times, which sucked. Had a friend drive me down trail and back up, and believe it or not, I have around Thanksgiving 2014, 2 friends took me out for only one fucking night when I was on crutches, which is bullshit, mind you, which made me a little depressed, because a few weeks later was Halloween. I wanted to hang with one of those 2 friends, with his group of friends, but he said, "Sorry, Sean, I got plans." It actually made me really depressed, and it's kind of sad. And he should have been there for me, because it wasn't fair for me sitting on Halloween while he had fun. And then when Halloween, then a few months later, I was on a crutch. I mean, a cane. I walked. Then I bumped up, met two friends, had dinner out, which was nice. Then Thanksgiving, I mean New Year's Eve came around. My friends up in Roslyn didn't come down and hang with me during the New Year's Eve, which kind of pissed me off because the ski hill bar, the bar at the ski hill had an event, or they were at a bar or house party in Roslyn, which made me feel kind of left out because I was housebound while they had fun, which made me ponder about my life. Why are my friends hanging with me? I didn't do anything wrong with them, to them, but they treat me like shit. I try to rally a few of them for some events that another friend's doing, or a non-profit group's doing, and I go out for their events that they go have for themselves. But when it comes to good old Sean as a favor to Sean, nothing. They say, sorry Sean, I got plans. You see, that's why I'm going to want about my friends. There's a fine line. About friendship, there's a fine line. If a friend comes does all this stuff for you and you do nothing in return for that friend, that makes you a douche nozzle. Because good old like people like good old Sean will get depressed and possibly take their lives, because friends are an outsource for support. And believe it or not, every time I want to have to talk about have some of my friends there for me for support, they have plans. Because good old Sean, I'm hurting still. Because I wanted to be a part of something special for once a month, so I can get distracted, or so I can feel like that I fit in. But it's not fair that my friends can have all this fun out in British Columbia while I stay here in my apartment, which sucks. Granted, I did go out for a date with a friend last year after my birthday, but believe it or not, that was plan B. A makeshift plan B. But because I want to go to Vancouver, I was working on this idea since 2010. 2010. And I put it aside because two friends that I want to go to an event with moved out of the area, so I put on the back burner. Then I found out that one of the two was coming back in this area, so a couple years later I said, me and him and another friend, well, do something that big, because then I saved up, put $1,300 away for that weekend, and found out that one friend was working and the other one was living in the area but a different city that's about a couple hours away. So I said, fine, I'll postpone that idea for a few years. So I did some research. Then the accident happened the following year, which sucked, mind you. Didn't want to, with my hip injury and all that rehab. Then in October, when I went with the two friends, I told them my idea about those two, another friend and myself, going to an anime convention, which I went to back in 2013, which I had fun, mind you. And they were for it. And then last year, those 3P friends, yeah, one had to work, bailed out how to work. Another one had a medical problem, which I was trying to support him. I wanted him to hang with me so I can have brew him coffee, tea, so he can be the designated driver at the house parties, which, mind you, I want to try to get house parties with my friends. Nothing. And I was looking about brew him coffee or tea or get some juice so he can actually have some beverages so he can actually fit in well, because he couldn't have any alcohol. So I was thinking like that, but nothing happened. And it's only me and a friend. We did a day trip because I was heartbroken. I was fucking heartbroken. That's right. Good old Sean is heartbroken, and I was going through hell. I'm going through hell, but some people saying, Sean, go see a doctor. Go see a doctor. Guess what? Seen the doctors, and the doctor told me that I need a strong support system of family and friends. And guess what? I want that, but good old Sean can't get his friends there for him because the ski hill is more important than Sean. The lake is more important than Sean. The biking trails are more important than Sean. But good old Sean Bateman, the human being, is least important, because I don't know why a ski hill, which is open, is seasonal, gets more attention than a person who's going through hell. That goes for the lake. It's a lake for the summer fun, like boating and water skiing. It's good for the summertime, but in the wintertime, ice fishing, which I want my friends to do once in a while, and also the biking trails, which is pretty good if you are into biking or hiking, but instead of going to the biking trails during the afternoon on your day off, why not on your day off have a picnic with me, or actually do something like that I can do with you that I can't actually end up back in the hospital because of a hip injury. Because my hip is okay, but I can't do some stuff that my friends can do that has no hip injury. It's like, and I want, for example, coming up to the Winter Carnival, I want to go, but I have but there's my transit problem. I have to use the transit system, go on up and go back down. I don't want to go. If I go into the ice bar, some alcoholic who's been drinking all weekend might use me as a post to hold him up when I'm not capable of holding my weight and his weight at the same time. And also I don't want to go up there because some of my friends want me to go luging or probably do the bobsled races, which as a contestant, which I am not capable of doing, because one false move, might be back in the hospital. They forgot about that, and I checked the schedule on the Saturday night. There's nothing there for me to do in that night up in Austin, but down the trail where I live, there's a hockey game, and I want to have those friends up in Rossland, but oh, sorry, Sean, that's Warren Carlo weekend. So what? Because look, you can miss a few hours of a festival because there's nothing there for the kids to do in the nighttime. Why not? That's what I was thinking about my friends who have kids. I want to have my friends up in Austin who have kids to bring them down to a hockey game, the Smokers game, which is pretty nice, and afterwards the wife and the kid can take the kids home, and well, me and my few of the guy friends can come back to my place, have a house party, and we'll have to keep it quiet because of my neighbors, and that's all I want to do is go out, have a nice party of friends, and I have a good time out with friends, then come home with them, have a little house party, but the Warner Carl is way more important than my well-being. And this is Malibu Sean Bateman signing off.